So before we get going with our show, we have to introduce our great guest this evening. Our guest this evening is the three of us because, ladies and gentlemen, the Wrestling N.R.D. broadcast is 18 and legal, baby, so we're going old school.
You're watching DaveCTV. Now here's your host, the voice, Dave Canning.
We go old school because 18, well, technically 17 weeks ago, because we did 2 episodes in 1 weekend, but 17 episodes ago, we started what was then called the Micro Brawler Broadcast, now known as the Wrestling N.R.D. broadcast, and that is N.R.D. spelled N-R-D, standing for Nick Carpenter, Ryan Crossley, and of course, myself, the king, Dave Canning. So we started this venture on a whim. We were going to just do it WrestleMania weekend, like, because everybody does their stuff WrestleMania weekend as a 1-year anniversary celebration for the Micro Brawler fan group on Facebook. And it's turned into this conglomerate. That's the word, right? Conglomerate. Like that's a big word for booming. But yeah, so we just want to say thank you to everyone that has watched these wacky episodes that we've put together. If you have bought a t-shirt, my God, what is wrong with you? Thank you from the bottom of our heart. We now have hats, beautiful snapback hats available at ProWrestlingTees.com. Get yourself a hat, get yourself a shirt. You get the shirt I'm wearing, you get the shirt Nick's wearing, you get the shirt that Ryan has hung up behind him. You can get it all. The only thing you can't get is this crown because it's never coming off my head. You hear me, Harold? That's right. Because at Double or Nothing in a week, right? 2 weeks, something like that. We will have our predictions up soon for that. We will put the King of the Nerds crown on the line. My first ever title defense against the founding father, Nick Carpenter, the big crossman, the Micro Brawler scholar, Ryan Crossley, and of course, Commissioner Harold the Puppet at Double or Nothing for this crown. So I look forward to defending that. But gentlemen, let's just go around. Nick, what has been your favorite part of the Wrestling N.R.D. Micro Brawler broadcast so far? What's been your highlight, if you have?
I mean, all of it. I mean, becoming friends with you guys. I mean, meeting a lot of people from the Micro Brawler group, getting like faces to names, and I mean, interviewing people from Pro Wrestling Tees. I mean, we had freaking Hornswoggle on last week. I mean, it's amazing. The whole thing's awesome.
Brian, what about you? What has been your highlight so far?
Founding father stole most of my answers. No, I'd have to. I mean, it's brought a new depth to the group because we don't all chat on there, but we've had some group members as guests. I'm sure we plan to do more of that. Mix it up there is really awesome. You know, form the bonds closer. I'm really surprised as well the guests we've had, the people we have lined up who we're in talks with. I mean, it's pretty surreal. It's awesome. It's really fun, and doing this with you guys every week is awesome. I'm thankful. And,
yeah, this has been pretty dope. Like we have had legitimate wrestlers on. We've had members of Pro Wrestling Tees on. We have legitimately our own wrestling merchandise, which is just like, yeah, what a nerd I am for going to the dentist this morning wearing this shirt. People are like, what's that? I was like, oh, let me tell you about a little.
Glad you asked.
Let me tell you about the little thing that I do in my basement. And then people start to be like, whoa. But yes, we started as a Micro Brawler broadcast, didn't want to get sued, changed the name, made the shirts, and now here we are, episode 18, ladies and gentlemen. We are legal. And in some states, I think you can drink at the age of 18. I think, right? Can you? Or is it 21 nationwide? I'm not sure. Canada, I think you can. So to Big Don Wilson, at 18, we raise our beverages to you. But yeah, so episode 18, nothing's changed. I literally, for the first time in the history of this show, making history right now, I have no notes. Nothing. No. These are episode 15's notes, so I got nothing. But we will talk about some Micro Brawler news because that is our roots. That's where the tree got planted with those roots, Micro Brawlers. Of course, the Macho Men have begun to ship. I believe all but the green and the pink have shipped, right? And then we had, with the release of the Dark Side of the Ring episode of Brian Pillman, we've got the Brian Pillman brawler that's been released. I believe that pre-sale is done by now, right?
Yep, it is.
That one's done. And by the time this goes up, you will have, I think, 2 days left. The ECW brawlers, Sandman, Sabu, and RVD are up for sale on ProWrestlingTees.com. So go get yourself a Sandman, Sabu, RVD brawler. If you buy all three, you get 20% off when you combine them all in your cart. And while you're there, go get yourself some great Wrestling Nerd broadcast merchandise while you're at it. It's just so comfy. So, guys, I know Nick, you for sure, I know, are the bigger ECW fan than I am. I think ECW was, WWE's third greatest brand when I think of it. But so what I'm gonna get killed for that in the comments. What did you think of the ECW brawler release?
Oh, I mean, I loved them. I mean, technically, I think the Pillman would be considered an ECW. I mean, that's what he showed up on ECW on. I mean, I believe he wore something similar on WCW at some point too. But it's definitely. Oh, we lost Ryan. But we'll keep on rolling.
I'm here.
He's still here. He's still here.
But I love the ECW brawlers. I mean, all of them. And they said there's going to be one of them. It's going to be a very limited chase available with the ECW ones. I'm assuming is Rob Van Dam. I mean, it could be any of them. But it's pretty cool. I like the Sandman personally. My favorite. I like that it's got the bloody beer can in the hand, the blood on the forehead. I just think that it's really good. And we know we have a lot of ECW guys now. I feel like the ECW is growing in the Micro Brawler world. We got Taz, Terry Funk, the Raven, Tommy Dreamer.
We got Zack Ryder.
Tommy Dreamer is not tech. Yeah.
Zack Ryder, former ECW superstar. Just saying, one of my favorites.
Hey, Myers wasn't in ECW, was he?
I didn't watch a lot of.
I don't know. Now that you mention it,
I'm sure that pains him if he wasn't. That Cardona was in and he wasn't.
The only thing I ever remember about when WWE ECW, and I picture in my head is when Vince won the ECW championship and walk around with the durag. So this
former ECW champion Vince McMahon, ladies and gentlemen. Future guest on this show, former ECW champion Vince McMahon.
Yep.
What does that look like? If we got Vince McMahon on this show, do you know the ratings we do? We'd go by like 6 views.
Oh yeah.
I think we got a better chance getting Ryan Barkin, and I think that's slim to none. So I don't know what's smaller than slim to none. But that's,
well, then I won't break the news that on episode 5,000 that Ryan Barkin has agreed to come on this show. Yeah. Episode 5,000, baby. I'm kidding. I don't even think this is going to get to 5,000 videos. Oof.
That's long. That's a long time.
That's a lot of videos. That's like 50 years.
We'll be like, I remember back in my day.
Oh, yeah.
The Sandman.
We're gonna have to get Ryan Barkin's kids on for episode 5,000. Ryan, what about you? How excited were you for ECW Brawlers?
I'd say RVD's in my top 3 brawlers I want made. Number 3, I'd say. So that really excites me. And I've been wanting any ECW person they do. So it's awesome to have 3 at a time. And I agree, like Nick said, Pillman could be in that ECW collection. So to get 3 right quick for also, like you said, Dave, for if you buy all 3, you get 20% off. It's automatic. I did some tweaking. I think there is a weird max. I like to test things as a scholar. I think if you put 7, it doesn't give you 20%. It gives you 10%. So I think 6 for some reason is the cap. If any crazy person wants to buy more than 6.
You're talking about 7 of each, or like you had 7 total brawlers in your cart?
If you put 7 of each, it does not. It gives you 10% off.
Interesting.
Maybe a weird bug, or maybe a anti-flipper thing, Anyway, but with that 20% off, I mean, that brings it to like old school brawler prices, and that's pretty awesome with how popular they are right now. It's really cool.
And I'm going to assume or go ahead.
Oh, they're already $17.99 each, something like that. So yeah, not a bad price at all.
I think it was like $50 after shipping and everything, which they combined shipping. So I'm assuming that all three are like shipping together.
Yeah, that would make sense. I'm hoping RVD is a chase because, to be honest, RVD is the only. Excuse me. RVD NRD is the only one I'm actually interested in because I wasn't that big of an ECW guy growing up. I'll be honest. And as much as I do enjoy a tasty adult beverage here on the broadcast, I wasn't like a big Sandman guy. Sabu, as much it's, I don't want to say it's spots, but just never, I was never able to connect to it. So that's just me. I rooted for Rey Mysterio at One Night Stand. Come at me, everyone. Come at me.
Ooh, that DD spot. Do you guys remember that? He did like a DDT on the outside on the table.
And then like they stopped the match. I don't know if they stopped the match or they were gonna stop the match.
It just brought it right to my brain. When I'm watching wrestling, I'll take videos with my cell phone to like rewatch in slow-mo to see like, was that as crazy as I thought? Or
how's he not dead?
That was a crazy
I think that'd be a good dark side of the ring, like the dying. I think I mentioned this, like the dying days of EC. I think we did that in our like Q&A, like on our episode 316 day. So like somebody asked, like, what do you think for dark side episodes? And I think I said like the dying days of ECW.
That would
or
be
just
a good
hell,
one.
put ECW in general.
ECW period, yeah.
I believe that was Eric's question. I believe Eric from our group.
Yeah, like I don't know if WWE would allow Paul Heyman to do that. Has he been on Dark Side? Paul Heyman?
I don't think so.
I mean,
but maybe.
Obviously, you couldn't do Dark Side ECW without Paul Heyman. So
supposedly they're doing an episode this season about I'm just going way off track here from Micro Brawlers, but about the steroid trial. And they got Vince McMahon's lawyer that from the steroid trial to do it. And they were saying that he is still Vince McMahon's head lawyer to this day. And obviously he had Vince, I don't think he would have done this without Vince getting Vince's blessing ahead of time. So maybe Vince definitely knows about the dark side of the ring, and it's somehow coming around to it a little bit.
Well, I listened to Talk Is Jericho.
Maybe that's where I heard.
He interviewed the guys about Dark Side of the Ring, the creators of it, and he talked about you guys got on whatever his name is, Vince's lawyer. Yeah. And he's like, the only time I ever got to talk to him was when I was in legal trouble. It's like, I'm like, how'd you guys get to talk to him? So, but I loved Dark Side is great. They only get they only do an episode if they can get the real people that are involved. So.
There's some things there just before we pass up, like we were talking about Sabu. Just want to mention, I know we all know, but Sabu's the first person to have a Micro Brawler coming up for pre-order and the Pro Wrestling Loot.
I think
he's the first guy.
Is he really?
I think that's what most people, we've all been thinking.
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't research it. Everyone's been saying it, and I think so. It's pretty surprising. It's him to me.
I'll one up your figure fact. Brian Pillman and Brian Pillman Jr. are the first father-son Pint Size All-Star and Micro Brawler combo.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, that's awesome. And then just on that note too, we were talking Dark Side of the Ring. Well, we got Owen Hart, Brian Pillman now. Not Dark Side of the Ring oriented, but depends on who you think. It's the Micro Brawler Scholar, or maybe it's Nick Gage. It's debatable. I don't throw the bird up anymore, but he's got that Pint Size All-Star also. Kind of dark side of the order.
I've seen somebody before we get off Nick Gage. I've seen somebody in the group say that they were going to have a Nick Gage variant that he was going to be selling on his or through GCW or through his merch page or something like that. So I don't know, something to keep an eye out on.
I think the word is there's 2 brawlers in the crate, and then GCW has 2 brawlers, and that sucks. If you're complete as a Pint Size All-Stars, that sucks to have to get 4 of them.
Yeah, anyway. They have some weird 1 of 25.
Yeah, it must suck to have 4 brawlers made of yourself, huh? Shout out to the show, Swoggle. Going for that number 5, we nominal. I was gonna say something creative. I forget what it was gonna be though. Shoot. Just like the good old days. I don't know. I know no notes. I'm already out of my Angry Orchard.
Go to commercial. Go to commercial break.
We don't have a commercial.
Cut the swoggle promo.
Do you need a new hat? Are you out of clean clothes? Well, then you need to go to prowrestlingtees.com/the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Get yourself a new shirt or a hat. Then remember, that's Wrestling Nerd Broadcast, spelled NRD. Boom, there's the advertisement right there, everyone. But yeah, so was there any other brawlers released? Oh, you know what I wanted to bring up?
The major crate.
Yes, we had the major crate, but I think we touched on that with the in the swoggle episode. We talked about the ref. Have they determined, by the way, is that Macho Man the one that's the Macho Man that was in the crate? It's missing. I've seen some of their missing stars.
I think that's a production error, though. It's not like a true chase or something. It's from what I understand, at least.
Says the guy who's not a completist, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like the chases, so I don't care.
There's that post, though. I thought it was in the Micro Brawler group, maybe it was major group, that someone showed the LJN trunks for Macho. And
and it was multiple, some do, some don't. So
I
that
upsets me. I let one through my grass.
The man himself, Matt Cardona, on Facebook Messenger, and he told me that man, she even seen the ones without the star, and he might be working me. I don't know, but we'll see.
I hope not.
I've only seen one or two posted, so.
Well, we'll see. I know I'm curious, but we all know my thoughts on the Macho Man and the major crate. Yes, Ryan.
Well, on that note, because I think we're gonna escape when we come back to it, but botches. Speaking of botches, errors, did you guys order any botches? The 2 drops Pro Wrestling Tees did, Micro Brawlers?
No, I did not.
I did not, but I like a lot of
I'm just too afraid. Oh wait, did you get some?
I did. I had
Have you looked at them yet? Do you know what you have? Oh,
yeah.
Are they really botched, or is it just ones that have been opened?
One is a botch. One I'd like to show you that's a good botch, I'd say.
You like the botches, though.
Yeah, I like them. It's man, when I saw a Pentagon Junior version 1 botch, I'm I don't. Now I keep the botch for myself if it's not too weird or grotesque, whatever. But no, people pulled some good stuff in the freaking grab bags.
There was a couple sheets and some. I think it was an Owen Hart or something like that.
I think there was a Kurt Angle in there too. I was damn.
I lucked out.
Son of a biscuit.
I lucked out.
Are you selling that Kurt Angle?
What is wrong with that Kurt Angle? What is wrong with the Sheik?
I haven't looked in great detail. I didn't see anything overly. There's only one that I noticed something wrong with.
Maybe just it got opened or something or maybe.
No, it seemed ink. I think it was Dougie that sent us that face is just
even that one's kind of rare now. The Madison Rain.
Because she was now we know the Major Wrestling figure pot the ref is 1 of 100 available to the general public, but she was the only other 1 of 100, I believe, right?
That nose.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's just too long.
I got some good stuff, but the one I wanted to show you guys, this is maybe the pride of my collection.
Jeff Cobb. Adrenaline in her soul.
The eyes are way low.
I was gonna say, is she missing bangs? Yeah.
She's got the 5 head like me. It's
you got a 6 head. What are you talking about?
Low.
That's cool. That brand that's like an old brawler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing came out years ago. I feel like 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah. And
that was wave 2.
Yeah, I think so. And speaking of potential brawlers, on a sadder note, this weekend, the wrestling world lost New Jack. So, first of all, our condolences go out to his friends and family and fans alike. But Ryan Barkin announced today that there is a New Jack store that is open on ProWrestlingTees.com. So you can go support New Jack and his family by going and picking up his merchandise there. And he announced that there's going to be something released that's going to be very limited Friday. And he also mentioned in that post that they were working on something for Pro Wrestling Crate, which leads me to believe that they were going to make a New Jack Brawler for a crate, and that they're going to take the New Jack Brawler out of said crate and sell it limit 1 per person on Friday. That's my guess. Anybody else got a guess?
I was hoping it was going to be a New Jack staple gun in the crate.
Well, I mean, they did have the Silas Young pocket knife, so why not a staple gun?
Yeah.
Or at least just the staples.
My first sickle. That's what I've been watching. R.I.P. New Jack. I just want to say I love New Jack. He's like one of my guilty pleasures. I'd actually put him probably in like my top 10 wrestlers. But I've been watching so much New Jack lately. YouTube. If anybody's bored, go watch New Jack on YouTube and you'll be entertained. I promise. 18 plus kids. Ask your parents because it's not.
I don't know how dark side of my mind this is, but part of me just thought, like, what if they did so that you can ride around your local mass transit a New Jack bus pass? I'm sorry that sounds messed up. It's just something ironic. A New Jack subway token for those of us who are old school in Manhattan. Ryan, any guesses of what the New Jack limited item could be?
I've wanted a brawler for a good amount of time. I always hope everything's a brawler, but maybe a bandana. It's a little side.
That would be cool.
Hopefully something big, something.
I definitely think a brawler's coming though. Even if it ends up that it's not the surprise thing on Friday, there's definitely a New Jack brawler.
Could be a pre-order, so
yeah,
down the line. But so speaking of brawlers, I think we've touched all the brawler news, right? Anything else?
I think so.
So then we will go to our top 3 Tuesday, and we have allowed the founding father to select. He came up with the idea, given that we have released the ECW Brawlers this past weekend with Sabu, RVD, and Sandman. We are going to go with top 3 ECW Brawlers we want made next, or that we would like made eventually. So, Mr. Founding Father, Nick Carpenter, we will let you go first with your top 3 Tuesday.
Well, I'm not going to say New Jack because we just had a whole New Jack discussion. So excluding New Jack, let's see. I would say because we've had a lot of them already. How about an Amish roadkill? I think that would be a good brawler.
Cool.
Maybe trying to think of some heavy hitters. Maybe a Jerry Lynn. And how about hopefully future guest Just Incredible?
There you go.
Okay, I like those 3. Ryan, who do you got?
Well, Nick didn't steal any for once, or I didn't steal his for once. Scott Hall.
For what? The cup of coffee spent there?
Yeah, I was like, or Sid. What about Sid? No. I love
JBL for one night stand.
I don't know if we want to talk about this. Speaking of Scott Hall, he's my number 2 of all time.
The box.
I got the box. Maybe we can talk about that. But I would go Bam Bam Bigelow. Wanted him for a while. Always been a fan.
A big fan of Bigelow.
Sorry.
A big fan Figalo. I don't know why I always say that anytime somebody mentions him.
On that note, I don't. Let's go off topic, or this will be Patreon. My coworker is like, "What do you call your followers?" And I was like, I say wrestling nerds. We're NRD, but it's like dual meaning, right?
Yeah.
That's what I say. He's like, they need to be nerdites or nerdies. I'm like, no.
Nerds. They're nerds.
Yeah, they're wrestling nerds, just like us. We're all the same.
Nerds. Nerds.
Comment below what y'all want to be called.
Yeah.
Late for dinner.
Yeah. But to go to Bam Bam Bigelow, speaking of us and nerds, I need Shane Douglas. No, not the triple threat, but the 3 C's. I'm not going to go Candido. Sorry, Brian Myers and other people, My 3rd one, it's difficult. I'll go Spike Dudley.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I'm surprised nobody stole my 3. Right. So my 3, very easy. Mark Henry, Big Show, Zack Ryder, baby. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Ryan, come back. I have actual ECW people. Come back. So I'm going to piggyback off of Nick's Just Incredible one, and I'm going to go with Lance Storm. I'm going to go with Balls Mahoney because I think you could do like a chase with like something because Balls Mahoney with like something written on the chair, right?
Yeah, they could have different chairs.
Yeah, you could like you could do a chase and have something like how the Major Wrestling Figure Pod had like the ref pocket. You do something different with the chair, maybe. And then the most obvious one, Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Like
you gotta have a phone. Are we gonna do like
exactly? I was
like,
gonna say Paulie Dangerous with the phone.
Yeah.
Like,
I would almost want like WCW Paul Heyman more.
well, he said he's doing a signing with High Spots, and like you can get a phone signed by him for like $60. Like, damn, that phone's gonna cost like $50 just to ship. But so let us know your as I knock over my laptop. And let us know your top 3 Tuesday in the comment section below. Which ECW brawlers you want to see made next by Pro Wrestling Tees. While you're at Pro Wrestling Tees, you can again support New Jack and his family by checking out his new merch. And while you're there, you can check out our merch. We have hats, we have shirts, and when we sell more stuff, we get to put more stuff up. So the more you buy, the more we get to supply. So yes, go over to ProWrestlingTees.com/the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. That is nerd spelled NRD. Go over to Patreon. You can support us there for exclusive content and goodies. Patreon.com/WNRDB. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/WNRDB. Twitter @WNRDB.
I'm on Instagram.
Ryan's on Instagram. Check him out there.
Yeah,
What's your
Micro
handle? Is that the handle?
I wanted to finally trademark it. You know, someone might steal it and be a true scholar.
You follow me, DaveCTheVoice.
Yeah. Nick will be on there soon, maybe.
Yeah.
Eventually.
I never Instagram. Sorry, I'm old.
That's okay. You can check out Nick on MySpace.
Yeah. Join the Micro Brawler fan group.
Yes, join the Micro Brawler fan group where this all begins again. I got my latest Brawler edition there. A little swaggle number 170 checking in. So yes, join us on the Facebook group. Like us on Facebook. Make sure you like this video, share it with your friends. Watch this video. Watch all the past videos. We have so much more great content coming to you on this channel. We will have our Double or Nothing predictions next week as I defend this beautiful crown. And
World Champion coming back.
Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen, kids. So yeah, that is gonna do it for this episode of the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. As we are done being old school and go forward into the new school, we will see you next week for another episode of our show. Oh yeah, and you can listen to us on iTunes and Spotify wherever you get your podcast, by the way. So if you're watching and you want to listen instead, pop in those AirPods. Listen to us on the go. So until next time, on behalf of the founding father, Nick Carpenter, the Micro Brawler Scholar, Mr. Ryan Crossley, and of course, your king, DaveCTheVoice. Thank you for joining us on the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. And of course, don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone, and God bless America.